Hey there and welcome to the Painting and Decorating Show here on Fix Radio with me, Clive Holland. As always, I'm going to be joined by a decorator on the phone, and this week we've got house painter Dan Rolfe with us. He's big into marketing his business via social media, specifically Instagram, so we'll see how that's going for him. That's all coming up over the next hour. It's the Painting and Decorating Show here on Fix Radio with me, Clive Holland. Now, we like a top finish when it comes to decorating. And I know a lot of people just say anybody can decorate. That is nonsense. I have had decorators in this week at my house, and I'm telling you, they are the dogs. No two ways about it. I couldn't achieve what they achieved. The finish. In fact, I had to phone them up a couple of days later and go, do you know what? It's orgasmic. That's how good it is. That's how good they are. Now, on the Painting and Decorating Show, we have some top decorators, and today is no exception. We have a man who specialises in house painting in the London and Surrey areas, and I'm sure he does further than that as well. And he's a big Instagrammer of his work too. He's doing a lot of stories on there. There's no two ways about it. Now, his name is Dan Rolfe. Dan, how are you, son?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Welcome to the Fix Radio Painting and Decorating Show. Your virginity has been taken. When it comes,
thanks for having me.
It's been taken right here, right now. Now, Dan, just give us a bit of background. We like to get our background, okay? Yeah. So, how did you get into the decorating game in the first place?
So, I started working with my dad when I was like 16 years old. He was like a multi-trader, sort of jack of all trades type of person.
Yeah.
And I didn't really enjoy most of the stuff he did, but when it came to like the painting jobs and stuff, I did. I really enjoyed it. It's sort of something I picked up very quickly, and I felt like I was actually doing some work apart from just like tidying up after his work. He didn't like doing the decorating, so obviously he passed it to me. He's like, oh yeah, God, you do this. And it was nicer doing some actual work instead of like peeling stickers off of windows, doing all the work, really.
Yeah, doing all the apprenticeship
basically
stuff. Yeah. It's your intro. It's your intro, isn't it? That's the thing.
Definitely.
I can go back to my first day on. They used to have initiation ceremonies back in the day when Noah was launching his boat, and I was on my first building site at the age of I think I was 16. And they said to me, right, Clive, go outside and you'll see we've got a waste pipe going into the ground, and stick your hand down the waste pipe and you can connect a coupling. There's a coupling in the joint that you need to clip together, right? And like an absolute mug, a total idiot, I went out there, put my hand up the pipe, looking for a clip, and one of them decided they were going to go to the toilet because it was connected and have a flush. And I'm telling you now, that was my initiation, which I hope still doesn't go on, because certainly nothing I would have ever done in my business for sure, but that's the introduction. So peeling stickers off glass and off window frames, I'd have definitely been great.
That was the more, it wasn't fun at all, but I used to just peel the stickers off of the windows and like make footballs out of them and just try and keep myself busy, you know. I have had a few bad jobs. I had to put insulation in the loft when it was like summer and it was all hot. Because I was small, I had to do it. Yeah, that wasn't very nice. But
that wasn't nice, mate.
I've done my fair share of rubbish work.
Yeah. It's Clive Holland here on the Painting and Decorating Show, joined today by Dan Rolfe. Now, he's a house painter who owns his own business in London. This is your business, isn't it, Dan?
This is my business, yeah.
Okay, so you've started your business. When did you start it?
So I started it, not October last year, October the year before.
Wow, it's fresh. It's fresh paint.
Yeah, it is just over a year now.
And so in terms of, obviously, you're constantly learning anyway. It doesn't matter whether you've been in business 2 years, 20 years, whatever. You're always always learning. But what are you majoring on? What do you do and what do you like doing in the world of painting and decorating?
That's why I've gone out by myself, because I love the fact that I'm learning something new every day. Like you said, the finish you can get from some people that have been doing it forever, they can get like an almost glass finish on certain things, and that's sort of what I aspire to be. I aspire to learn how to do the best job that I can do. So you go into a room and you go, Jesus, how is this paint?
Well, do you know what? This is the thing that usually winds me up, and I know it winds a lot of decorators up, is that they say, look, if you can't do any skills on the site, paint. And do you know what? It's just so untrue. And I've had decorating guys with me for a long time, and just recently I got these guys into, as I say, to do some work on my own house. And yeah, I could do the work to a degree, but I tell you what, to nothing like these guys had done. You know, I mean, I'd have hated to have done, I've got a massive staircase, spindles and all that sort of thing, and they went to town, I'm telling you, man. And when it was finished, I looked at it and I marvelled at it, and then the next morning when I got up, I looked at it again and I thought, well, I've got to praise these guys. For those people out there who just think, you know what, I'm going to do it myself, yeah, that's fine if you want it to a certain standard, like 20% of what it should really be. But you say you're striving, you've been in the game for a couple of years and longer, a couple of years in your own business and longer, but you're still striving to get that immaculate finish. You'll probably still be striving that when you're 60.
100%.
And we want to hear more about your journey, Dan, so hold the line and we'll be back to you in just a minute. It's Clive Holland on the Painting and Decorating Show with Leyland SDM. And we're talking to Dan Rolfe, who is a house painter. Now, Dan, what I want to know is, what made you decide to start your own painting and decorating business?
So with me, it's sort of, I'm all self-taught. Everything that I do now is all self-taught. Like I said, when I was working with my dad, he just sort of shoved me on the painting jobs and I just had to get on with it. So obviously I started off, I was probably terrible. If I was to go back now, I'd probably be embarrassed of myself. But I sort of just picked it all up by myself. And then I thought, all right, let me make my own business out of it, because I've seen a lot of dodgy painters out there. It's sort of just, I've been quite lucky. It's gone well at the minute.
So you got your first 2 years under your belt.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you'd really like to specialise in? Like we've had guys who are doing air spraying and all sorts of different things. We've had a guy, I don't know if you'd listened to the shows previously. If not, why didn't you bring a note? One of the first guys we had on was a cabinet painter, kitchen cabinet painter, that took him to many places of the world. People booking him over in different parts of the world to paint cabinets, kitchen cabinets. So he's got it down to a fine art. You know,
that's the dream, that is.
I tell you what, we had people that were saying, you know, that they couldn't believe, and I couldn't believe, that you could actually travel the world doing these jobs. And obviously they were not just rewarding to do, but financially rewarding as well, I guess, for something as specialist as that. And that's all he does now. He just focuses solely on that, on kitchen cabinets. So is there anything that you'd like to specialise in going forward?
See, I mean, I'm dipping my toes in a lot of things at the minute. So like the airlift spraying, I've been doing a bit of that. I've been doing a bit of cabinet spray painting and stuff, because I work with a carpenter, and I'm just obviously doing the houses and stuff. So I'm trying to dip my toes in everything to see what I love doing, to try and figure out what I enjoy most. At the minute, the thing I love doing is turning something really old to make it look brand new again. So sort of like renewing instead of replacing. Yes, there's a TV show in that. That's what I'm really into at the minute. Yeah,
for sure, for bringing it back to life. Back to life, back to reality. It. Now, Dan sounds like someone who would give us a great top tip of the week. So we'll get that from him in just a minute here on Fix Radio. This is Clive Holland here on Fix Radio's Painting and Decorating Show with our friends at Leyland SDM. We've got Dan Rolfe on the line. He's a decorator from London who does mostly house painting. In terms of obviously, you know, starting your business, how difficult is it to... You know, you're going out, you're tendering for work. You know that there's going to be guys out there that have, you know, just started up 5 minutes ago and they're probably going to be undercutting you and that sort of thing. How difficult is it when you're at the clients to actually turn it into jobs? So, for instance, say out of, say, 5 quotes you've done in a week, right? How many do you think you can return these days?
To be honest with you, I'm quite lucky. Most of my quotes come back to me. Yeah, I tend to get most of my quotes, but I don't get the volume of quotes that you may think I would get. So sort of when I get face to face with people and I'm at the job and I can talk to them face to face, and I don't know if it's just me, like I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet, but they seem to just like me and they tend to get me on board. I think it's because I'm quite engaging with the customers. I like to help them with their colours. I like to sort of offer them new ideas, and I try and give more of a personal service than just turning up, looking at the job and going, oh, right, yeah, that needs painting.
Yeah, and I think as well, word of mouth is a powerful beast. So once you've done a job for somebody, they'll always have a dinner party, or there'll be people coming around for a cup of tea or whatever, and people will go, who did you get to do this? Oh, so-and-so. Well, yeah, he was brilliant. Right, okay, pass me that information. And that's really how your bedrock is built in business these days. However, saying that, you're a very 21st century man, Dan. 21st century Dan, I'm going to call you. Right? Because you like to use social media and you're an Instagram fan.
I am.
What has Instagram sort of the role it's played? I mean, you've been brought up on it, obviously, anyway, for most of your life. But what sort of role is that playing for you? Because obviously you're putting your work out there as well.
Yeah, so I mean, originally I started off with just putting out pictures of my finished jobs, and it's sort of, I use it as a portfolio to show people what I can do. It's easier to tell them to go on my Instagram than it is to say, oh, can you go on my website and look at my gallery and have a look for yourself. So sort of that's how I started off. And I mean, I didn't do very well at the beginning. I was just posting my work. I'd get a few likes here and there, and I didn't get any work from it or anything. But recently I've been getting a lot more traction on it because I've been doing some stories. I've been showcasing my day and sort of giving you an insight into my day as a decorator.
Okay, Dan, don't go anywhere. We need to get your top tip of the week after this one. You're back with Clive Holland on the Painting and Decorating Show, and we've been talking to house painter Dan Rolfe for the past hour. Dan, do you find you get mostly residential work, or do you do businesses as well?
It's a bit of a mix of both. Yeah, like I said, I've got lucky with a few estate agents, and I do some carpenter work. So I do a whole range of work. I'm not just commercial, I'm not just residential. It's sort of, I just get work from everywhere that needs painting. They're just like, oh, can you paint this? And I'm like, yeah.
Well, man, it sounds brilliant. Your story is unfolding. We never know where stories go, you know. It's follow the yellow brick road, you know. And I can 100%. Zig it and I can zag it with the best, right? So the other thing is, before you go, I want a Dan Rolfe top tip of the decorating week.
So, I mean, there's one thing that I've learned that I was amazed by it. It's a wallpapering trick. So when it comes to wallpapering, if you're doing a corner, to get the paper to sit perfectly in the corner, what you want to do is push it right into the corner. You stick a pencil where the corner meets each other into it and make a mark.
Yeah.
And you literally chop that corner off across the line, across where you've dotted it, and that will fit perfectly in the corner, and it will make the top and the side easier to cut.
Well, there you go. I mean, that's a brilliant tip. Now, would you use laser lines or would you use chalk plumb bob?
I tried the plumb bob. I'm not a fan of it. I'm new school, laser levels and just normal levels.
And that top tip of the week was brought to you by Osmo. A top tip there from our Dan. Thanks for coming on the Painting and Decorating Show here at Fix Radio. And there is more to come from you. I can feel it. I can sense it. I can sense it in me water. You take good care of yourself and we'll speak to you again very soon. That was Dan Rolfe, ladies and gentlemen. You can find Dan on Instagram at Rolfe Home Improvement. notes. Now, if you'd like any of your questions answered, or you're into some top tips, or you want to give us some of your top tips, we're open to that. All you've got to do is send us a text on 81400. Remember to text the word fix first and then your message, or you can email studio@fixradio.co.uk, or as I always say, download that app and you can direct messages here at the studio. I'll be back same time next week for more painting and decorating. Until then, keep it fix. You know it makes sense.